Hello and welcome to EZLA. I'm so glad you're here. We have a commercial-themed episode today, so stick around. But first, please like and subscribe. Thanks. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of EZLA. This time, it's easy like a paid sponsor, something we've been on the lookout for, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that today. At my side is the ever-so-lovely Lindsay from Arkansas.
Well, hello.
My co-pilot.
You're number 2.
My number 2, but number 1 badass in my heart. Because that's how we roll. So today we have a lot of segments. We've got phone calls. We've got Lindsay Sports Talk, of course. We've got Ralph Report News and the return of Los Muchachos.
Con fuego.
I'm excited for the return. Ooh, it's going to be saucy. So anyways, I just wanted to check in with you first before we get to the call-ins and see how you're doing this morning,
I am really chugging some coffee because that's what I do to prep for this show, is kind of pull it together last minute and drink a bunch of coffee and see what happens.
And that gets you through it.
It gets me through.
It's worked every other time. It should work this time, right?
Why mix with the formula right now? Like, we just gotta, it's kind of like the sports superstition stuff. Like, you gotta
wear the same underwear and don't wash them.
You gotta have a process and you gotta stick with it. So
that just flew under the radar.
How's Queen J?
I'm fine, except for the fact I can't talk.
Words are hard.
Other than that, we're great. I mean, we don't have the means to edit it out. So we're just rolling with the punches, rolling with all of the mistakes.
Drinking all the coffee.
I got to say, there's a theme for today. Caffeination is definitely it. I'm doing great. And I got to say, I'm missing the virtual cocktail parties. We did not have one this week. And so all of us are a little more sober. I don't know what to say about that. Well, some of us weren't last night. In fact, that's a nice segue. We've got some call-ins. Let's go ahead and take a look.
I'm sure we do. I'm sure we encourage drunk call-ins at the ECLA Hotline.
It's true. If you got a story to tell, a music-related question, or an idea for the show, we want you to call our special number 724 Queen J and let us know what's on your mind. If you dial on the phone, I won't pick it up. If you dial on the phone, I won't pick it up. We're sorry, the number you've called is no longer in service. So we had some interesting calls. In fact, we had some roll in last night. And this is the funny thing, is they tend to roll in on Friday nights. Why? Because people have been drinking a lot.
So we have an idea and they don't want to lose it. I call it drinking thinking. That's why I've always got a whiteboard or a notebook around.
There was some great stuff last night. Stuff I couldn't fit because here we are. We are recording on a Saturday morning, which is unusual for us. It's because it's the Easter holiday tomorrow. We didn't want to, disrupt anyone's schedules. So anyway, so the whole thing is that there were some interesting callers and some of them were so drunk. And one of them I was really surprised to hear. I have a feeling this person could barely stand up, let alone operate a telephone. So let's take a listen.
Oh my God, is this Queen J? Queen J, it's drunk Lindsay. I was just wondering why I didn't know rectum damn near killed him. I didn't know that was the thing. And then there's another thing I famously don't know. Lindsay is incorrect, or however the damn song goes.
You sound so happy.
I
bouncing around.
Said bad words. Something like when a phrase ends in an ER verb, it's like something her, didn't even know her. Like hardly got to meet her. Like I always get it wrong. Either way, I'm wrong a lot.
Some jokes were on your mind, clearly, and you needed to speak. It's okay.
That
I need to get it out.
To gently correct me in the most loving of ways.
And then you're like,
call in and make, oh, Lindsay. In the most
this is where I think it's going down, and now all of a sudden you're going to angry Lindsay.
You got to bail.
Okay, I'm bailing. I'm bailing.
Yeah, you got to go at some point.
Bye.
You just got to stop.
And my favorite is at the end because you're so cheerful. Because you had like all the stages of drunkenness in that call. You were happy. You're like, oh, obviously, like, what is the deal with these?
Oh, it's just
jokes?
1 minute. I mean, you should see me 24/7, Jen. Like,
It's a roller coaster with you.
The whole mix of content over here.
And I never want to see you again. Bye. So yeah, that was cute. And I loved hearing your voice, because usually, and I've told people this before, you give me almost a daily call where you sing the different jingles back to me, and I love those. I love getting those, and this one is a new kind of call.
Oh no.
So
oh
anyways, no. We've we have some interesting ones coming up. Different segment though. We did have another person who called in who was a surprise, because I was not expecting to hear from John Cooperman.
Stop it.
But he had some really lovely things to say. So when I was listening to this, I just thought, well, wow, this is a turn in Coop's character. This is kind of a different side. Maybe
I don't
he's
trust it.
softening
Is
up.
it a new tactic? Is he trying a new?
I don't know.
Is he playing the long con here?
I'm going to have you listen
Okay.
and see what you think. You can investigate this.
Ladies, it's John Cooperman. I hear congratulations is in order.
Thank you.
Your little YouTube show is now on Spotify.
Yay!
That's wonderful. That is wonderful news. Now people can ignore you on 2 platforms. Hey, always something to shoot for. But I was having trouble trying to sleep the other night, and I said to myself, what can I do to make me sleep? What could bore me the most? And I thought, Jen and Lindsay. And I turned on your little show. I watched it. My eyes started to feel like a load of bricks, and I fell asleep so good that night. Man, It was great. I think you should call Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz or one of those doctors and, bottle this up. You might have money in this. Making people fall asleep. It's great. I'm going to go drive in my car now, and I'll flip on your little show, and hopefully I don't fall asleep behind the wheel, right? And I don't want that to happen, so maybe I'll listen to something else. Like
it just keeps going.
There's a podcast, isn't there? Listening to paint dry. Might want to hear that.
You could listen to that, sure, instead of us.
Have a great Easter, girls.
And
as always, kiss my ass.
Well,
I don't know. What do you think?
I did not trust it.
Had you weighed the sides here? There were so many nice compliments in there, wrapped in
so many nested in
a
Coop little
a layer of anger and bitterness.
Yeah,
that only Coop can provide.
Thin but palpable layer.
But I think it was like he has constant FOMO, fear of missing out, and so the fact that we had announced
the rounds,
right? We announced that we released these shows on a podcast version because some people don't want to look at us. So
who knew?
That was a general note I kept getting. Can't stand your face. Like, okay. So we've got those on Spotify, and Coop found out, obviously, because he's on the social medias following both of us to make sure nothing happens that he doesn't know about.
He's monitoring.
He's monitoring, right? All of it. And so when he left that, he had me going there for a moment because he was so sincere. And
I didn't trust it. Not for 1 second.
Right. You were right in your suspicion. He's a slippery one. All right. We didn't only just get calls, though. This one was amazing, and I was so excited about it. I know. We got a video, and I'm going to share it with you. So hold on a moment. I have to switch over.
Video.
So here we go. We have Keith Beamish, who I believe is from yes, and he's from Canada, correct?
He's one of the Canadians that I've offended recently. Yes.
Oh boy. So. Okay, well, before you offended him, apparently he still loved us, and here's what he was busy doing in his car. Take a look.
Don't they know that I'm more than 4 stomachs and a heart? Yet I walk through these pastures apart.
Wow.
I am breakable.
He's going for it.
He is.
I am breakable. It is true.
Oh, do you not love that? Do you not love that? I know. He really deserves.
I think we have our male lead for Ceramic Cow.
I love the visuals of the Canadian countryside too.
I can smell the cow from here. Now I've offended Canada again.
Good.
Sorry, Canada.
Lindsay,
not.
We need to have like a little kind of a graphic with the world and all of the X's over all the places that hate us now because of you. So like
starting
Bulgaria,
global beef is my favorite thing to do.
Canada. We're gonna work our way.
I'm like
around.
that Ever Given or whatever her name was. It blocked up the Suez.
Oh gosh.
Oh God, those memes.
Oh. So speaking of making people mad.
Yes.
You did it again.
Oh, Lindsay.
So we were talking last week about Dunkin Donuts. You don't say that we've made more people mad. We were talking about Dunkin Donuts, and both you and I share a love for it because of several things. First off, avocado toast.
Oh yeah, so good.
And I actually went through the drive-thru today to get a bevy.
A bevy. Oh, look at them all.
Look at these. So I've had the rest of this is in my belly.
Sprinkles.
I've got my favorite, which is and then Boston I like cream.
Sprinkles the best.
Sprinkles. And I said, make them look good because they're going to be on camera.
Yay.
Now, every time I go through, I'm just going to say that so I get the prettiest ones.
I can smell them from here.
Oh, they smell so good. Oh. I was surprised about the garlic toast. How garlic? Whoa, that was weird. I was surprised about the avocado toast
with the everything bagel, like little crusty bread.
That's what I like about it. But I felt like it could use just a little bit of garlic salt, and that's why I switched those two things up. I felt it just needed a little bit of that.
Well,
just a note to Dunkin Donuts.
They're never going to sponsor us now, Jen. You're doing it wrong.
That's not the only reason.
Easy.
All right. So
still in search of sponsors.
Still in search. Yeah.
At the dairy market, we
were this close. We were this close.
The cow, people.
I think the cows are a win. I think we've got that.
Who doesn't love a cow? I mean, a lot of people for a lot of reasons, but that's fine. We're not going into that today.
We're not. Okay, let's not dive into that. You know what? Let's dive into Dunkin Donuts. Yes. So here's the beef of the day. The beef of the day. Yes, exactly. So segueing right into our latest battle with the Canadians. Now it's Dunkin Donuts versus Tim Hortons, aka Timmy's.
Timmy's. They get real riled up. This is apparently real. We have the rim season or something. I always
assumed like Canadians were pretty chill, but this is they brought out the tiger and all of them. We have
offended their Canadian Football League. We've come for their hockey, and now we're coming for you, Tim Hortons, Canada.
That's right. Yeah, that was not the right.
Bridget, I want to know what Bridget drinks. I bet Bridget's a Dunkin's gal.
Please, Bridget, let us know because we need you on our side. We can't handle the heat.
We need the big guns.
But when the Canadians get pissed off,
they get vocal.
They get vocal, but they don't play necessarily too dirty. In fact, here was the shots fired picture we got. This was sent in by Graham, who took offense to our Dunkin leanings and sent this in. So this is the cup, the Contenders Cup. You can see Timmy's there. And
there it is. That's let's do it en français as well.
Right. I love the fact that they have French writing on there. So it's all in.
Pour gagner.
Win.
Roll up the win.
And that's kind of funny too, because that is all involved with the whole promotion that they do on TV, which I didn't know about. And I had to have several people kind of diagram it out for me. But apparently this is like one of their huge promotion. It's back. And if you roll
it's like Miss in Canada Day or something, like if you disrespect roll up the win or roll up to win,
yeah. So you have to roll that R. Go ahead, do it. Ooh, that was good.
Can I be Canadian, guys, if I can roll my R's?
Can we get dual citizenship? Maybe
cool. If we all get our vaccines and the world returns to normal. But I think those are meant to be you and I on the top of the cup. I think you're
take a
the
little
one
look here.
With the headdress, and I think I'm the one with the glasses.
Okay, so it's like
us.
The thing is that if he's trying to offend me, he's done the opposite. I was like, damn, I'm good. Look at me. I'm like full on diva. I got the head
messing with the Canadians.
I have my mic.
it's fun because like they're so apologetic and say, "Oh, sorry, I really didn't mean to troll you that hard. It's a Lego." Like they're coming hard, guys. Like
Sorry,
we need to hear from our Dunkin fans and our like American representatives that can speak out in support of our beloved.
Yeah. Let us know. I mean,
let us know.
I just love these. I just love people are sending us Lego versions of ourselves.
I think that's so that means something.
Right. I want to see what we wear next week. But I do like the fact that you're playing the violin. Have you ever played that? Is that a thing with you?
No. I don't think that would go very well. I could try though.
All right. Well, if you're listening to this on podcast, I just realized you're going to be missing some of the visual elements. So we're just looking at a couple of really cute looking Legos. They're hot.
You go. That's a good point. Cause like Jeanette, our blind guest from a few episodes back, needs us to be a little more descriptive. So the Queen J Lego is sort of a carnival, samba party headdress in teals and purples. And she's got a lot of like,
she's a Brasileira.
She is singing it hard. And then Lindsay, her sidekick, has a little like red hat with glasses and a violin, and she looks very
smart.
Like, hipster Lego violinist. So, and those are sitting on top of the bright red roll up to
roll the win. Timmy Hortons coffee cup.
Our blind and our face averse listeners.
So for today, we're not sponsored yet. We can talk about any coffee we want to.
Well, Starbucks is also my jam, but today and most days I hit it with the Dunkin K-Cups.
We'll see if this works. I don't know.
I doubt it.
Even if they pay us in donuts, I'm pretty good with that.
I'll take free coffee. Like, that's fine.
Sure.
Dunkin.
Coffee. Well, we run off that, so sure.
Oh my God, that looks like the happiness in a hand.
I know.
We've got a donut.
Except for that hand.
Straw on top of an iced coffee.
And again, for Jeanette and those of us listening to us, we're looking at a Dunkin' Donuts iced drink with like they used the straw to fit the little skewer of sprinkled donut, and then
Speaking of, that looks like another cup. I'm gonna slam this. It's getting cold.
Slam it, girl. Do it. But you know what? Okay, I'm gonna leave with this one story. And sorry, I need to read my notes more often. But the reason I was thinking about Dunkin' Donuts is because I had read this story that really made my heart happy. For real. This is a kind of what Ralph Garman would call a citizen of the week. He's not a hot pocket, Lindsay.
He could be.
He's hot. He's not a pocket, but okay.
He's a man.
He's a man, Lindsay. It's not a pocket. So there's a Dunkin' Donuts in a town called Beaver Creek, Ohio. Oh, I was hoping you were going to do a spit take there. Dang it. So Beaver Creek, Ohio, and there was a person who came up to the Dunkin' Donuts and said, "Hey, I would like to buy $1,000 worth of donuts and coffee and whatever for the next people that come in. I want to pay for everything." And the manager was like, "Okay, well, the way we would do it is we would get these gift cards, and then we would kind of distribute it half from people who come in, half from people who go through the line." And so he's, "Why don't you come on in?" And they went back to the office, and then the person changed their mind and they said, "You know what? I want to put 4,000 down," which is amazing. So they bought $4,000 worth of stuff, and everyone who was going through the line was getting free donuts and free coffee and free everything. And the people were so touched in line that a lot of them were saying, can I buy it for the next person behind me?
Yeah, the pay it forward principle.
Pay it forward. And everyone was so touched by that. And that one person just made everyone's day because it made them feel really loved and special. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. So that,
and there are like so many smaller ways of doing that. Like just, I live with a bunch of homeless populations and have like blankets in my car. And, when it's a cold morning and you see one, you just kind of ask if they want one. And, like you can't save everybody, but you can do a little bit.
Right. Just, do what you can.
Do what you can.
Where you are at the moment. So, anyways, really heartwarming. And, so we'll end with that in our Dunkin'. Now, I love to pivot to something that's so different. And we're going to pivot to something that's quite
Absurdly different.
Absurdly different. Okay, so we're on a
Kind of
theme
on
of
brand for
commercials
us.
today. I like this whole idea of commercials and paid sponsorships. So what I thought, and I hit you up for this the other day, so you know what's coming, is what if we were to write the most ridiculous, raunchy commercial copy for each other, and then you have to read what I wrote for you. And I have to read what you wrote for me. It's kind of like we get to torture each other, which is perfect.
You want to give a little background on that? We both kind of come out of some businesses where we've done commercial VO and sort of had to write ad copy for things professionally. And so we're using it as a honing tool to practice and also be ridiculously absurd.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a twofold thing. Both of us have done work in, like you said, advertising, marketing, things like that.
So dumb.
Mine's mostly on the music side, because when I was 18, I started scoring these bidding films. You know, they would do job bids basically, and they make these videos and things like that. So I was on that side of that creative process from like a very early age, and I did some work for corporations, you know, in corporate development, stuff like that, just along the way for fun. Right.
This
so
we're going to be wild,
stuff.
is what we're
but
saying.
We've also both done stuff for like voiceover, or, you know, I've done a commercial. Yeah. I've done more than one. I don't know. And it had one speaking part. Come on. And had different
literally
stuff.
I'll talk into anything. It's fine.
Yeah. So this is something that lets us have a little fun with each other, and then flex our skills to see if we can get through the worst copy ever.
It's not a doodle duel. It's a copy showdown or something.
Yeah. For now, I'm calling it easy like a cold read, because you have not looked at it yet.
I have not.
You get to go first. So
I get to drop the thing for you first?
No, I'm going to make you talk first.
Okay. Well, of course. All right. Is incorrect.
Oh, man. You're on the spot. It's going to be good. So I have it queued up. I'm going to press send right now to your chat. Now, once I send it, you don't get to really look it over. Well, a second, 1 second, and then you got to go right into it. So,
okay,
get those vocal cords ready. Here we go.
Hang on.
When she turns around, it's going to be right there.
Oh my God. Okay. Ready?
Here, and action.
How's your anus? Feeling twitchy? Relieve that itch with the soothing texture you've come to expect from America's favorite melty cheese, Velveeta. Velveeta hemorrhoidal cream. And now available for those... now available in special markets in the Southwest. There's a new option for those looking for a little more labor. It's queso. Just look for queso in the medication aisle. With queso, you'll say, ay, no mas. How'd I do?
And I realized that it autocorrected some
I
more to labor.
I gave you line breaks.
You did.
Biatch. Yeah, okay,
You
all
did
right.
Great.
It's your
Wait,
turn.
hold it a second though. I do want to make, because people are going to think I was being racist when I said labor. It was supposed to be sabor, but the autocorrect changed it. I'm so sorry.
We'll make up for it and we'll
oh my
switch
gosh.
buses.
Okay.
Do you like that? Was that fun for you?
You ran through that like a racehorse. Next time I want you to really slow down and get that.
Well, honey, I'm trying to get the 30-second. I got to see where a thing lands first, because you got to do it in time, and that's hard sometimes.
Okay, girl.
You got to race.
Okay, girl. Well, I'm going to take my sweet ass time on this. So
okay, then you take your time.
Well,
you ready?
Somewhere around 30. Oh my God. No. Yes. No. Yes. Go. Oh my God. Do I have to read the top part?
The top part's the first note, and then just go into it with a have you. Get in there. Get in there.
Have you ever been somewhere terribly inconvenient to clog a toilet? A real mission critical situation when you wrecked it good? Set your flushing fears free with the Scat Blaster. It's the portable plunger product in your pocket or purse that's revolutionizing the way people power through when the dump gets stuck at the worst possible place in time. Simply pull out the tiny tamper point at the disaster, and the Scat Blaster's micro nanoparticle technology magically blasts the scat away. Reputation for wrecked toilets? Not anymore. Bust it before someone busts you with a Scat Buster. Blast that scat for that time when you don't have that kind of time. Yes! You nailed it! How did I get through nanoparticle technology? I don't know.
Oh, good.
But I'm going to say it's the coffee.
We're seeing through time, baby. Like
time slowed down for me. All right, I need a break because I was crying so hard. Can you give me 1 second? And we're back.
Wow.
We both fell apart.
We had to pause the show, folks.
We had to pause the show because we had lost
Unprecedented.
it. But I really think that's interesting. Both of us went scat. We both went to the poopy zone.
I think we were trying to think, what can we do that
could be really uncomfortable. And I think now that we've set this bar, we can raise it.
We can step it up from here. I think now that I got the cadence and the flow for it.
I think
we're going to do. I think that may be a recurring bit.
Oh yeah,
more work for us, but
you let us know if you enjoyed it, and
let us know if you want more cold copy.
Hey,
showdown.
If you want to write a copy for us, go for it and submit it. You can send it to me or Lindsay separately if you want to torture the other person. So if you want to torture me, send it.
You're just so inclined.
Send it straight to Lindsay and I will have to read it. Now, make sure, though, I can't say anything that wouldn't be appropriate for YouTube.
We got to keep it under the
so it's got to right. And I won't say anything that's like hateful towards
no
hate. You know what I mean? Like, but if it's gross or weird or stupid, I'll do it.
Or a little sexy.
I'm down or sexy. Sure.
I was working on a concept for a nightstand organizer to keep your unmentionables organized, but it didn't come together in the right amount of time.
Okay. But is this a real product? Because I'm digging what you're saying.
Well, I've seen like tech organizers that you can put all your charging devices all stacked in a little row before that I've kind of got on my little like wish list. But yeah, there's probably, I don't know. Probably.
I love that idea.
Probably a thing.
Oh my God, I want one. I will totally buy one. All right.
Speaking of buying sorry, edit me out. Bleep me.
You've now been removed from the whole episode. Yes?
Didn't you do more things?
Yeah.
I just turn around and you're like, hey, I did things. And I'm like, what did you do now?
I know. Well, thank you for the segue, Lindsay. Lovely Lindsay. She called it. I was up to some shenanigans. Basically, I decided that there was something missing in the market. And now that we're re-engaging with
like those products we just outlined, the Scat Blaster and the Velveeta hemorrhoidal itch cream, now in queso flavor.
That's say ay. No more, no mas.
Anyway,
this is a product I think we need right now, and it's not for everyone, but you're going to see definitely there is a section of society that this is really needed. So take a look at our latest commercial.
Are you an introvert who secretly loved quarantine but were too embarrassed to admit it? Now that you're vaccinated, are you afraid that you don't have any more excuses? Oh God, I can't go back to that. Well, with Human Guard, your worries can stay in quarantine. Human Guard will conjure up one black and one white friend. Simply give them a high five to activate. Within minutes, you'll receive 10 to 15 ethnically diverse backup dancers. And it doesn't just end there. Human Guard has been specifically formulated to make you look almost normal to the outside world. So dance like there's no one watching and fall in love with people that don't exist. We'll even throw in some little ones. Gotcha there. Babies aren't fun. So re-enter life on your terms by not really doing it at all. With Human Guard, you control your reality because it's 2021 and you deserve the life you've always wanted. Human Guard, life without the risk.
Normalize doing whatever the F you want.
So, right? Am I right? Are some people in this category of being a little afraid to go back out? Like you can, but now how do I re-enter?
Carefully and kindly, kindly. Yeah. Remember, there have been people essential working throughout all of this, myself being somebody that's been out there the whole time and masked up and mask need and shouting at people to put their masks on. And now everything feels kind of topsy-turvy. So let's everybody just kind of hold to the things we were doing that got us to this point, and let's keep doing them.
Ease it in. So yeah, and So I saw this commercial and I thought it was way too happy for the pandemic. I
love it.
So
I want what she's having.
This is for actually an IUD called Paraguard. And so I took it and replaced the music so that they're dancing to my music.
Hey, I mean, that's a potential sponsor, right?
So Paraguard, when you're not ready for kids, because it's the truth in there when it showed the dogs. Kids aren't fun, or babies aren't fun.
It's Easter weekend. We're talking about birth control. My mother's going to be so thrilled.
Oh, that's always a great topic around the Easter table. Why don't you have any children? I'd like some grandchildren. I need some babies.
Hi, Mom, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Love you.
So anyways, we have some TRR gossip news.
No, I love juicy goss.
All that stuff.
My favorite thing.
Right?
Next to Elite Access.
Ooh. And Boston cream
Sorry
donuts
if you're picking
from
up
Dunkin.
some barbershop boy noise. They're getting real riled up and excited downstairs.
Tell them to simmer down.
Simmer down.
Simmer down, down there. Actually, we got to bring them up sometime. I want you to,
you'll
next
love
time,
them.
go on the road with them. Maybe we'll do it from your phone and we'll go downstairs and do a little attack. We'll attack them.
Let me let them know. So
give them maybe a little warning that that's what you're doing.
Don't just drop in on them. Apparently, they're doing a lot of mullets, rat tails, and mohawks.
So this is a thing now.
But
the mullets have been kind of coming in.
Got 3 customers. One of them's got 3. There's like 10 guys that work in the shop. Dogtown Barber Lounge. If you're a local Arkansan and you need a cool place that's non-judgy to get your hair cut, they're just a bunch of cool dudes. But
okay,
they
wait
got like
a second.
A whiskey bar in the back.
Isn't that all hairstylists? You could tell them anything like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hairstylists and bartenders and a few other nurses, a few other professions. Really,
you put them together, and that's your ride or die. You can tell them anything; they're fine with it.
You need an entourage with a nurse, a bartender. What else do you need in your entourage?
This is kind of like the zombie apocalypse core.
You need an audio engineer like Jen. You need a tech person.
Sure, I guess.
You need it's like a Dungeons and Dragons party that we're putting together now.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what this ragtag team is going to be, but I have a feeling it's coming to you.
Far off course.
It's coming to you on Fox next fall.
Jammed up another canal. Got to get me back on track.
Our pilot's at the upfront already. We got sponsors. Dunkin's one of them, not surprisingly. The Scavenger is the other.
They want to be. They just don't know it yet.
The Scat Blaster. Gosh. We got 2 sponsors now. We're racking them up, really. Oh, and Human Guard. We've got 3.
Maybe this thing's going to work after all.
We might make some money, Lindsay. This is
Step 1,
exciting.
Steel underpants. Step 2, question mark. You know this reference, Jen?
No, I don't.
The classic South Park reference.
Oh, and I've seen everyone.
3, profit.
Underpants
gnomes.
Dude.
See, there are some TV things you don't know too.
I'm gonna admit it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm
the one that doesn't know the.
I lay prostrate.
Golden era shows of your childhood.
Oh no, I've watched a million South Park, but
you don't remember the Underpants.
I can't remember that one.
Oh, we are the Underpants Gnomes. They had a song.
Oh yeah,
they had a jingle. That's so.
I know. I was using him.
You brought it back to scat again. Look at you.
It's always out of control. A full circle. Everybody goes poop. All right, so we're gonna talk about the Ralph Report Gossip Auxiliary Brigade. Okay. So they were out and about, and we were wrongly told. We were told maybe he was on set with Kevin, maybe shooting something. Well, okay, that's partly true.
We jumped to conclusions.
Partly true. Because immediately I figured this means Ralph on a horse with Kevin riding together.
Well, your mind is
very sexy.
Your mind makes weird connections. We've already established that.
Okay, I guess we do know that. Well, here's where he was. Here's Ralph Garman himself,
looking so happy.
Feud.
Oh, he's back.
And he looks awesome. I saw this picture. I'm like,
good.
Oh, be
Quarantine's
still.
been good on him.
Yeah, and you can see people in the background too. Kevin Smith, I can see like part of his
Jen.
cap.
I see Kevin's wife Jen right next to Kevin.
Yep.
Eclipsing
him like, like a good woman does.
No, she's the best.
and Mark in the background. In fact, I have a couple more pictures to show, but I just wanted to show at least Ralph because that just looks like so much fun. They're out there.
Ralph will let us know when that episode airs, and we can help spread the word.
We need to know who won, and because
I'm not normally a network TV game show kind of gal, but I will tune in for that.
I will tune in. I like games. I just don't have much time. So
you like making up games to play on me, I think, is more what you're doing.
Maybe that's more of a torture thing, kind of a
now
sadist
we're walking the line of the NSFW content, aren't we?
Oh, you know what? You torture me all the time too. You get that thing you can't even show on camera.
Oh,
that you torture. Don't even.
PWM.
Don't bring him up.
I won't.
Don't you dare.
I won't.
Okay. And then here's a couple more pictures from the Smod Squad.
I see a Muse too.
Yep.
Muse. So great.
And Mark.
I don't
looking
know Mark
all
that well.
rock.
What part of the Smod verse is Mark from? Oh, he's from Fat Man on Batman, right? That's what Ralph said.
That's not the only one.
He's from a couple of them.
Oh, darn it. Don't ask me questions.
I don't
Please
listen
hold. And we're back. So apparently I don't have a jingle for this, but Lindsay is correct. Yes. So what's the name of his show? It is now titled.
It was Fat Man on Batman, but now they're going by Fat Man Beyond, I believe.
Yeah. So okay. And you know what? I totally forgot too. He is a writer, and he wrote on Alphas, which is a sci-fi show, and I worked on that as well. Although I don't. Yeah, I did. So
I'm always like, shut up.
Right. I have a whole other life, and that was a fun show because
No, you don't. It's just us in a box.
I'm in a box.
Let me out.
Oh my god. So that's kind of cool. Cool little
fun Smod tidbit.
Yes, and it's neat to see them out in the wild.
I know, it's so
in the real world.
It's good to see the old people that have gotten their vaccines, and I'm seeing more of the the over 60 crowd like that I haven't seen out in the world because they were the most at risk, and it makes my heart happy.
Well, good. That's all we really want in life is for you to be happy.
Thanks.
You know who's not getting along? Because we get along like gangbusters. We rarely.
Oh, los muchachos.
Yeah, the passion is back.
Let me find our script.
That's right. Eddie and Ralphie have been doing a little squabbling again when it came to talking about the Neutrobots. There was a science fact or fiction segment, where they're going over this whole new advancement in cancer drug transport. Really, if you look at it, it's just a way to get the drugs to the brain. Anyways, they started fighting, and it was fun. As it always is. So we thought, hey, when we smell passion, we smell los muchachos. So here they are. Cocina con mi chan. This week on Los Muchachos, Los Neutrobots. Raul, scares Eddie, Eduardo, when he tells him that tiny robots called Neutrobots have been created that can be sent through the blood barrier to deliver cancer drugs. Eduardo shook in fear, but turned away, unable to show his emotions to Raul. Hiding his true emotion, Eduardo lashed out at the very idea of Neutrobots. They scared him to his core. Porque todo siempre es malo.
Era solo una serie de robots en ese momento.
Genial. Soy un patio de recreo para robots que usan mi cuerpo. Mi cuerpo es un paz de maravillas.
¿Qué es lo que desarrolla gusto por la carne humana y empiezan comerte al centro hacia afuera?
Ay, creo que tienes de comprensión del concepto de robots.
Tengo un daño agarre de un montón de cosas.
No creo que haya oído un robot decir, sí que es bueno comer.
No lo sabes.
No creo los robots coman.
Cuando aprender quieren ser hermanos con Dita.
No los pequeños.
No lo sabes.
Son como mascotas, son como nuestros amigos.
Todavía no confío en los Neutrobots. ¿Sabes en quién confío?
¿Quién?
Tú, Raúl. Confio en ti.
Cocina con mi chan. Cha, cha, cha.
And we're back. That was caliente, right?
Los muchachos.
Those muchachos. So I hope to see that Ralph continues to spar with his best partner.
Well, they got a little chippy later in the week, especially
did.
during the game show. Anytime a game show comes up, Eddie
That's
unhinged.
true. Well, I think there was a lot of there was high stakes there because Eddie doesn't want to let down the viewer who might win some prizes and cash not included. So he didn't win.
Jackpot.
And there was no jackpot for the viewer at home. So I think that there was a little bit of stress in the studio. And so there was actually a couple different areas for some Los Muchachos.
Yeah, we had a lot to pick from this week.
We did. And I like that.
They took our notes and they fought more.
Right. Wouldn't that be funny? Like Ralph's writing it down. He's like,
there's no way.
Need to fight more. Okay.
And yet there's synergy. So that's probably because of my PhD in Ralphology.
That's true. That has come in handy so many times. So, Lindsay, believe it or not, it's time for you to give us some sports knowledge. Here we go. It's time for...
I wouldn't go that far.
Some type of sports segment called ECLA Sports.
It's time for sports talk. It's Lindsay Sports Talk. It's so fun because we waited a whole week. It's time for sports talk. It's Lindsay Sports Talk. What kind of sports crap will Lindsay speak? It's time for sports talk. It's Lindsay Sports Talk. Reporting the latest agony of defeat. So grab your curling broom, head for the locker room. It's time for EZLA Sports.
Well, it's as you know, it's been an agonizing month of madness here in the States, Jen, but it's coming to a close.
Boy, do I know.
An NCAA men's basketball tournament Final Four set.
Yes.
Sadly, my home state is still in mourning after Baylor wiped the floor with Arkansas pretty much from the start of the game forward Monday evening.
They cheated, right? So
they looked great. I mean, we weren't ready for what they were bringing. So anyway, that leads us to, we've got Baylor versus Houston in one Final Four matchup this afternoon. So that's a number 1 and a number 2 seed. And then we've got number 1 seed Gonzaga against your number 11 seed UCLA Bruins.
Woo-woo.
So now, Queen J, I'm of two minds here a little bit. And I'm going to be cheering your UCLA Bruins on, but I want to know what you think. Is it better for the team that beat you to go all the way and win? Or is it better to watch the crushing agony on their faces the next round when they themselves have it turned against them? I want to know what your thoughts are.
So I think what you're getting at is what I like to see UCLA go up against Baylor and have Baylor lose.
Or just
is kind of the dynamic.
When you have a personal attachment to like a tournament team, is it better to see the one that knocked you out go on and win it all? Does that reflect better on your performance? Or
you're going from a different angle. For me, it's about seeing UCLA win and seeing Baylor lose. That's basically all I've got right now. And I want Houston to win.
I just, that's a hot topic. I like to see the team that beat you then suddenly crash and burn. But some people are like, well, it looks better on you if the team that beat you wins the tournament. So that's just a talk down here.
Here's a problem I have is that when I'm watching a game, and especially like a basketball game, I end up rooting for both sides because whoever's behind.
I hope everyone has fun today.
Right. And then so I'm like, oh, great. I'm like cheering because they just made a basket on the other team. Oh, yay.
Doing it wrong.
So I'm just not cut out for sports, apparently. That's fair. Because I'm doing it wrong.
That's fair. Well, on the ladies' side of the tournament, we've got Arizona that upset number 1 seed UConn, which they're a powerhouse program of women's basketball. And they're actually going to be taking on Stanford.
Stanford trees. Go trees.
Escaped the clutches of agony, beating South Carolina in the final seconds of the game. So we've got an all Pac-12 final on the ladies' side of things. So you've got Arizona versus Stanford. So West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast representing. That's right.
All right. We're going to have to check in real quick on the old English Premier League.
Yeah, you check on that, because you know what? I'm feeling like so far there's been no fact checking. We may not have pissed off anyone during this whole segment.
I'm sure we pissed off people, but I don't know if we got a lot incorrect.
Oh,
we did put the show on hold once.
We
So over here, I just have to do a quick look at the scoreboard. Let me refresh my screen here. So Leeds has bested Sheffield United today, full time. What the hell? West Brom beat Chelsea 5-2 with the red card. That's wild. I'm sorry. That's the first time I looked at that. We still have JPH shouted it out. We've still got Man City at the top of the table. It's looking like a sure thing. And she's shown the correct amount of outrage at that.
JPH has changed her name, by the way. It's now J Peeps.
She is ever evolving, and she's an awesome fan of ECLA and an awesome Garmy member, and we got to shout her out.
Shout out.
And we can't miss an opportunity to point out that my team, the Tottenham Hotspurs, are hovering precariously one spot above.
So English.
Steve Ashton's Liverpool Football Club. So I'm going to give you the rundown real quick. We got number 1 Man City. They ain't probably getting touched. We got Man United second. We got Leicester in third. Chelsea in fourth, although I probably need to refresh. West Ham in fifth. That's a James Corden team. So Steve will probably be especially irate about that.
Oh yeah.
Tottenham in sixth, Liverpool in seventh, the Blue Shite Everton in eighth, and then in ninth. Then in ninth we have Owen's team, the Arsenal Gunners. So I just wanted to, catch everybody up where the current standings at the table were.
Oh wait, hold on. We've got Owen on the line.
Oh, Lindsay.
There he is.
Oh, Lindsay. I'm sure he'll call in with some historical beef that
I hope he does
resurrect like a typical Arsenal fan. But anyway, in other sports news, Major League Baseball is nearly back, or in season, or it's back. And in fact, I don't know if you caught some of the Twitter ire this week, Queen J.
Oh yeah. It was all ire all the time.
But you know that I learned this week that John Cooperman is a Mets fan. So you can bet we're going to cover all the major Mets losses and heartbreaks this season. Hashtag Coop Unhinged.
You go with your badass MLB talk, but let me tell you, I'm gonna have to learn about the friggin' sport if that happens.
That was my next question, because I'm normally I've grown up playing softball and I've grown up at ballparks. My parents played softball, and I know the game well, but I don't often. It's certainly not a spectator sport for me until we get into the postseason in October and the World Series. I like to be at a ballpark, but I
enjoy the hot dogs and the beer.
You got to be there, that's kind of how I feel about baseball.
I enjoy being there when I've gone to the field where they play.
You've gone to the field where they play the sports ball?
You know that place? The little
All right.
spot.
One last quick touch in. And this one comes from one of my... I just want to shout him out, from Britman. He's a longtime Garmy, supporter, and he's one that has had back surgery, and he's been on this crazy recovery journey. So I hope you're feeling better, Britman. Keep being awesome. He wanted to share something that everybody from the Ralph Report will be familiar with. There's a story about Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers orange mascot.
Okay.
Do you have that link available that I sent you to pull up on screen?
All right. So here is what.
Here is Gritty. This is a call out to the Ralph Report people. I remember when Ralph was talking about this mascot first being debuted, and every time I see his face, it just kills me. And so when I was asking Britman, who's often my sports meme guy, he's always the one giving me the good sports memes. Yeah, he was like, the Flyers are not doing great. And yes, Gritty's wearing one of those full face masks. He's truly the best mascot.
Well, he has to wear them because have you seen his eyes? They're permanently
open.
He's going to get COVID quick.
This is a complete fabrication article. Gritty did not get fired, but Britman is always on Gritty watch because he's disturbed for the children that this thing could be unleashed on the world. So.
I don't know what's more scary, your ginger man that you scare me with all the time,
or Gritty.
Or Gritty.
Gritty is one of my favorite Ralph Report little deep cut snugs. And like, when he said that to me, I did a spit take of coffee and I needed to share
I
Gritty.
want to know, is there a furry that is deranged enough to dress up as Gritty? Like, is that a
Probably. Yeah. So that's,
I want to party with them.
Satirical article. Gritty did not quit. He did not resign. He's still, as far as we know, intact. But shout out Ralph's Flyers and Gritty. Well, we made it to the end of Lindsay's sports talk.
Oh, thank you, Lindsay. As always, it's like hearing about sports for the very first time, because it is. Thank you. And, I'm so sad that we are at the end of today's show, but we did know we were doing a mini show of sorts because this weekend is a holiday weekend here in the States and many other places around the world. And so there's all sorts of time commitments. And plus, I have so many Cadbury Reese's eggs to eat. It's going to take a while to get through them. I stocked up.
Well, you be
Did you?
over there.
Do you have? Would you?
Can't do dairy right now. Remember?
Oh, so I'll just be eating them.
On our Easter candy, I just have black coffee.
So you can't eat this gorgeous Boston cream right here?
No, in fact, I've been to a Dunkin' and not been able to get a sprinkled donut, and then I stole a bite, and then I had consequences.
Let's talk about those consequences, Lindsay.
No, we've had enough scat talk today. Jen, that's enough out of you. You and Gritty, the lot of you.
You can share with us. It's okay. We won't say anything.
No, it's bad for my tum-tum.
Okay, all right. Well, eventually we'll break you down.
I'll
all right, so hold on. I can't look at Gritty anymore. Everyone's looking at Gritty, and I'm like, why am I looking at that?
He's pretty great.
Monster.
It makes me happy.
Well, I'm glad it makes you happy. So now I know what to do if you're ever feeling blue.
Send me Gritty information.
I'll send you Gritty. All right. Yeah, well,
news stories about Gritty, anything Gritty related.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a lot of fun with everyone today, and we look forward to seeing you next week on the weekend to catch you up on everything that's happened.
The weekend,
and hopefully have a few guffaws, laughs, spit takes, and gross outs, because that's how we roll here. So, KIT, LMB, see you next week. Bye.